Hello there, and welcome back to some more Disco Elysium. In the last episode, what we did was we went and we found out some things about some armor. We spoke to the union workers. Now we're going to speak to Kuno and say, what the fuck, bro?
Fuck does Kuno care?
I talked to Magnano about the armor.
So?
He said to thank you, wasn't too keen on chasing down that armor anyway.
Fuck, okay. Kuno's a giver like that, yes?
He looks slightly confused.
Kuno sent your fat ass running around like jello.
Look, pig. Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move on.
Whatever, kid.
What is this? Trying to be cool with your new asshole? Kuno was just being nice to you. You got fucked bad. Now limp the fuck out of here. After this shit, you better have something real interesting to say if you want to stay in Kuno's face.
Yeah, real interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Uh-huh. Whatever you say, kiddo. He doesn't fucking... There's one thing I know about Kuno is that he doesn't fucking care. Right, so what other things have I got? I've got a lot of interfacing, composure, pain threshold, there's a few. Godly authority I need. Okay. Let's do one more in physical prowess. Now I'm maxed out in that. Alright.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and white boots. His skin is marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity. On his chest, a fading web of tattoos. The cargo belt used to hang him from the tree looks reinforced.
Well, let's look at the boots.
The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
Okay, the boots, yes. What kind of armor? Where?
Fair weather. Fair weather model.
Knock
A
on the boot.
small bell-like sound. Suddenly your biceps coil up. Your elbow is sharp and cocked for a punch.
Okay, let's punch it.
Your fist connects to the boot with the same ding. The sound does not appear to get louder.
Did you hear that? A click?
Yes, like dice rolling.
This is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads the incoming energy horizontally, from plate to plate. When the plates connect, there's a click. That's the sound you heard. See these lines?
Points to the toes.
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them altogether, like whirls of floorboards. The design looks organic, influenced by
What does this
time
remind me
if
of?
trees were made of porcelain.
Let me move my
This
fingers
is
over the
what
lines.
smooth, glossy surface fractures into ever more intricate interconnections, peaking on the right sabaton, where you notice the whirls are in the shape of a letter and number.
Yeah, that's a serial number, yeah.
X5415.
We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us.
Okay.
The
Back off,
cadaver
look at this.
slowly
Okay.
twists. on
Tell
the
me who you are,
cargo.
dead man.
His the fish lips
Shit.
stay silent in response.
I told you, he is male, 40 to 50, with an athletic build.
Still can't do that. Okay, well, I tried. Right. So she's up there now. On the roof of the building. Having a little smoke. Right, what did I want to do? My brain has completely lost the plot. He agrees. Not good. No. Okay, let's have a look in the old journal. This might take a while, like a long while. Body has to be down, autopsy has to be finished, and kin has to be absent. Okay, so while he's asleep, I sneak out and take the boots. Okay. Well, let's go to the car and report in about the boots.
Inside, you see a set of steel
Also,
cages
I guess the
around
girl
the microphone.
singing the karaoke is the girl who doesn't want to go to work anymore.
The soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Could you run in the serial number and a pair of armored boots for me?
Sure, officer. What's the number? And the make of the armor, if you know it.
E50 100 1000. The make and model of the armor is Fairweather T500 VE.
Got it. I'll contact the ICP database immediately. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully they'll have dug up something useful by then.
The International Collaboration Police, ICP, is an inter-Isolari law enforcement service. The crown jewel
I could have done this yesterday.
Diadem,
In the game, I mean.
EPIS and the coalition government.
Okay, can you connect me to
Just a
Sylvie
second,
again?
Officer. Sylvie Malaika on the line for... Yes. Hello?
Yeah, hey Sylvie, it's the police again.
Oh, great. What else do you need, detective?
Quit your job at the Whirling
Why
Y.
did I leave the bar? Honestly,
Why not?
Why aren't you comfortable discussing it with me?
let's just say I left because I needed to get away from someone.
Get away from whom?
You know whom.
Alright, I won't push you on this. Are you ever coming back to work?
Maybe, I don't know. I just know I have to take some time off right now.
Okay, I think I've got everything I
hear
need.
the call breaking.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? 57?
In the cabin, you see a set.
Good. Right, let's rock. So, it wasn't because of him. Call him back in the day. This is not Wednesday, we're in Tuesday right now. I have to pay 20 money. I've only got 5 money. I am very poor. So, what other leads have I got? Okay, let's go back to the big man and see what I can do with my added strength. I added like 3 points of strength. It might turn it from super impossible to slightly less impossible. But I'm not sure if it's going to make it possible. They've got exactly 1 skill point, or 1 experience point, I should say. Hello, Chief. Alright.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Let's knock him out. Oh, shit.
How did this happen? Your little fist is in his giant hand, and he's squeezing it.
Oh, fuck.
It hurts.
You must be out of your mind, degenerate drunk. Say it. I am a degenerate alcoholic.
Fuck you.
Your fist cracks in his hand like a ripe apple. Pain shoots up into your brain.
I'm gonna try and punch him
as
again.
he's twisting it more and more.
The words to the song have changed. Say, I am a violent drunk.
I won't fucking say anything.
Your hand twists in his grip, and the pain blinds you. Still, you press the words out of your swollen mouth.
Can't make me.
Good. Now leave before you humiliate your homoerotic organization any further.
I can't. God damn it. I can't punch him anymore. Hello.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't force us into situations where I may have to shoot random civilians, because that won't get us anywhere. I'm not even sure the 1 bullet my chamber holds would even prick that hook.
I can't promise that I might attack him again.
The lieutenant groans, but doesn't say anything. That's right. You should do it again.
Thank you. I just want to knock him out. 71%, but seemed like a pretty good amount of chance to me. He, like, fucking absolutely shreked my hand, but, you know. Sometimes you have to take the good with the bad. Forget one more point in physical instrument, which means I need to increase my strength power more. Have I got anything that does that? Maybe I should have just done that before I did it. Yeah. I could have just made my physical instrument better. Oh well. Let's try something else. Formidable. Legendary is higher than legendary. I mean, is higher than formidable, I would say. Let's do ones that are... No, let's try and find these pile of clothes. Is Sealang with them? Okay. Fuck my shit up. My hand. But I'm not gonna tell. I'm not gonna kowtow to his demands. Fuck him. Do what you want. This is sunglasses.
Shine on these sunglasses.
Stylish shades, huh? They'd be even more stylish if you paid for them with net worth.
Okay, not them.
You keep coming back. That's good, officer.
If he really wants to save the
Yes.
economy,
Let's try and find something worth salvaging.
something
There we go.
cold grazes your hand. Synthetic and sleek, a windbreaker. Surf, it says, but also wind, summer, 100% waterproof, and sport. All in different typefaces.
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty. And it's only 450 for you, sir.
Okay, well I passed the skill checks. That one's done. That's what I'm trying to do. The Hanged Man I can't do right now. It's only a medium, but I failed. Suggestion to Annette. And the knick-knack stand. Okay. If I can't think of anything else to do, I might have to do the body. I can also just succumb to his race theory bollocks, but it's just not. No. No. I'm going to try and punch him again.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
Now, this is a medium, but it has a low percentage chance. So I can't. Okay, I can't rely on the medium tag to tell me how hard it is. I've got to rely on my own skills. Yeah, so like, let's try and go to the barbell, for example. And we'll see what we can do. But also I've got to find like a secret entrance. There should be loads of shit I can do, but I'm not sure where any of it is. I might try and do that jump into the factory. But it seems like a terrible idea, to be honest. These are all just locked. There's nothing here for me. Yeah. So maybe I can get into the door now. Look, another day has passed. Maybe she's not there anymore.
A sturdy metal door guards the...
Madame!
There is no...
Nothing. Nothing. Okay, let's talk to her on the boat about the nature of creation. Oh, I upgraded that thing and it usually gives you quite a big buff. Do you know something about these tattoos?
Good. What can I help you with? That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
Fine, let's return to it
Better
later.
not tie the Force Day to the Bat's Day on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
I've got some questions about reality.
More lessons in basic reality? My favourite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
What is reach for something fundamental? Je me vu thought complete.
What is all of this? The scent, the sound, the air.
What world is this?
What world? The only one, I suppose. The world of matter. And its pale antipode.
Fading pearls of her eyes look to the sea.
The camera of her mind glides over the surface of the water.
What do you see?
Great bodies of water. Forest-covered surfaces. Clusters of light where the cities lie. You've seen the montage. We all have. This world is enough.
She concludes.
There is a term of endearment they coined for it in the DeLorean century, when humanity was high on this world, discovering more and more of it, these archipelagos included.
What is it?
Elysium.
Elysium. The world needs a term of endearment.
It does. There are those who would call it hell.
What is hell?
A term of hatred that originates, like many such things, with the Mesk petro-fascists.
Don't feel like I've got the whole picture yet.
Oh, you want a picture of the world? There is no complete set yet, dear. They're having some trouble reaching orbit.
How come?
Great things are difficult to achieve. For now, we're viewing the world from the inside, sideways.
Inside sideways? What shape is the world then?
We used to think it was a sphere, but that is beginning to look less and less likely by the day. You wouldn't know it from the tabloids, but the ORG nations have been launching weather balloons into the lower ionosphere since the 30s.
ORG, Occident Revichol-Grad.
There's a steadily increasing trickle of images. Between the big three scientific contributors, they're piecing together a dark grey corona.
A dark grey corona?
Yes. Pale covers 72% of the surface. There are grey flares and prominences, even arcs above entire isolas. The images are blurry, but if there was a sphere in there, it certainly looks like it fractured a long time ago.
A cold fear seeps into you.
The pale? What do you mean corona?
They say there is a rarefied envelope of matter surrounding the darkened disk of our planet. That is, if we are still living on a planet. Or, to speak more plainly, imagine vast swathes of land disrupted by nothingness. I am sorry, dear. It must sound quite terrifying through the acute encephalopathy. Even scientific positivism isn't entirely convinced about what we're dealing with here. But this is one of the greatest questions of our time. Maybe when they get the complete set together, it will jolt us out of our rut, bring us together, however naive it may sound.
Okay, and then everything will be okay.
I don't know about things of that scale. My expertise lies in nations and trade routes, one or several layers below everything. But yes, we'll be fine. Don't worry.
She does not seem convinced that you'll be fine. If anything, she's realizing how deep your condition runs.
Certainly doesn't feel like I'm fine.
You have misimagined it. I don't have the power to convey to you the effect and geometry of the images that depict our world from below low orbit. It's like the crowning of the world. It's insane. Very disco. You'd love it.
Well, if you say it's disco.
See? Everyone finds something worth holding on to in this world, however wasted its opportunities.
Suddenly, you're conscious of yourself standing there, on whatever this all is. Your arms hang down by your sides. The lieutenant observes you both, silently. He adjusts his glasses.
What times are these?
These are unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late.
Too late for what?
For the big time.
Her eyes light up and there's a flash of teeth. What's the big time?
The revolution.
Huh. And what is this revolution I keep hearing about?
It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle.
Would you say it's a bunch of apes duking it out?
Why, of course. We're talking Duke Out Central. Full swing intraspecies warfare.
And the apes, were they evil?
No. I would say the apes were neutral.
She looks at you, her gaze sharp. Okay, neutral.
On the other hand...
She turns north to the bombed out buildings lining the waterfront, even shivers slightly. Who got shot in the head?
Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. But the communists... they all got shot in the head. Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well. So well, one forgets they even existed.
She likes the totality of it.
You could say they totally got shot in the head.
Indeed. They piled them in mass graves in Ozon. And, well, that's the last anyone heard of those people.
So capitalists and communists actually like straight up fought and communists lost. Did the communists and the anarchists shoot back?
Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people.
Truly a kerfuffle.
Yeah, it was a kerfuffle, all right.
The lieutenant mumbles from behind his notes.
Yes. The Insulindian deluge, they call it.
I had a deluge too in my head.
Yes. An acute thiamine deficiency can be exacerbated by alcoholism. Exacerbated means made worse.
Yes. Anyone else get shot in the head on the opposing side?
Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was unceremonious. Just as well, he wasn't actually the king. Just the king's nephew.
I see.
The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad.
Cowardly king.
I prefer the term risk-averse. King Guillaume was nobody's fool. He could smell a PR disaster brewing. So he got out alive, and his nephew Fricelle got shot in his place. Him and tens of thousands of his wonderfully fascist kingsmen. It was a wild time.
Who got the mineral rights?
The liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything.
And by liberals, you mean?
Liberals are usually middle-class people, Detective. Or the remaining gentry. The beneficiaries of the pre-revolutionary arrangement. Some were rich enough to stay with the Constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They were called the ultras, or ultra-liberals. They fared well.
How did the liberals win it all?
They didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones standing when the war ended. Everyone else got shot in the head, remember?
We. She's one of them. Of course.
If everyone got shot, who was there to surrender to?
To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights.
Who were the coalition?
The coalition of nations. Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-la-Clay. The armed center of the world. They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do.
Moralist?
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is.
Ah.
They believe in mineral rights, and not shooting people in the head.
Status quo masters.
At least not in the same manner and volume as the others do. They are the long-standing provisional rulers of Revachol now, the coalition government.
The rulers of Revachol, and also the world. These guys are strong.
This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist.
The color of moralism is blue. The official motto of Moral Intern, or Moralist International, is a blue forget-me-not, a piece of grey sky. Unofficial. For a moment, there was hope.
If always picking the option that doesn't commit to anything, hell yes I am, and also not.
An almost endearingly moralist standpoint. It must be hard to take a moderate approach to head shooting in your line of work.
When was the kerfuffle?
The turn of the century revolution? Don't answer it. It's a trick question. The revolution began in '02 on the Isla of Grad, though by the end, nearly the whole world had gotten involved.
Who started it?
It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Marzov came along and overthrew the government.
And what did this Zarath do?
It made people overthrow their governments.
No way.
Indeed. Zarat is a highly infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue. The actual causes of the revolution were material. The pandemic only provided the spark.
Where did it spread from there?
From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Marzov's government was overthrown in '08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end.
What came next?
Why? You and I, officer. Our lives in the zone of control.
What is the zone of control?
A city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interregnum of the Coalition of Nations. And you, of course, the citizens' militia. The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, after the failure of the suzerain and the commune.
I see. What happened in the rest of the world?
Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-eastlery communication, telematic milieus, radiation, coloured plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
You're saying something like this for 43 years?
Time flies.
What have we been doing all the time?
The 20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river levelled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before. '08 to '19 was simply hell.
And after that?
The 30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with the international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere.
All that untaxed income must have fueled the new. That can only mean one thing.
That's when they discovered disco.
Yes, and quantitative easing. It was a market mirage, unfortunately. The 40s dispelled it. An Isla-wide hangover, you might say. So, here we are. Welcome to reality, baby.
Thank you.
For her to be where she is, Wild Pines Group must have picked the right side.
Which side was Wild Pines Group on?
They picked the winning side. That's why they're here, and others are not.
They chose wisely.
Perhaps it wouldn't have turned out that way had I been in charge. I might have bet on the king and led the Pines to doom.
You would have sided with the king?
I would have sided with the cannons. If you'd seen the calibers of the things, you might have too. Perhaps it's better I was born when I was. 10 of the 14 Indo tribes got it wrong. Feld, Kupri, Tricentennial. So I suppose I would have been in good company.
I see. What would you have done differently?
Good question. What would you have done differently?
I would have sought a medical solution. Sounds like Sadath drove these people mad.
So a quarter of humanity simply lost their minds. And how would you stop a prion, a complex folding protein, unlife, with the technology 50 years ago?
Some hygiene, modest social care, perhaps a little research program.
Good hygiene. Really. A very moderate solution to an extreme problem. It's those sort of half measures that doomed the authorities in Grad. When they failed to step up, Marzov and his party stepped in. In this particular case, maybe a more robust state response might have been appropriate.
Well, okay, in real life, if this was happening in real life and people were getting like brain rot and were actually going insane and starting to kill each other, you kind of have to just cull the people who have it, right? Like, you have to quarantine the people who haven't got it within reason, keep them isolated for like a month and hope they don't turn. If like, it's like zombieism, kind of like just making them go mad. And then you just kill all the people who have got it because it's not going to go away.
A opinions expressed here do not reflect the official position of the RCM.
And what is your official position, Lieutenant?
My position, ma'am? My parents got ripped to shreds in the revolution. I would have gone the same way. I was saved by being 2 years old. That's my position. The abattoir.
Understandable.
That's enough about the times.
They are what they are. Who knows? An afterbloom may yet come. Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know?
Not so fast. Who is she in all this? Ask her who she is. She owes you an answer.
I want to know what you are.
She won't maneuver her way out of this one.
What are you?
I am the vilest of the vile. A traitor. A devourer of nations and infants.
Oh?
I am an ultra.
She raises the corner of her mouth, smirking, revealing a canine.
Dios mío. I don't understand what's so vile about that.
Haven't you heard? I am a nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp. One of those who pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution. I can see you thought I'd gone extinct. No sane person identifies as an ultra-liberal anymore. Not in broad daylight. You're a centrist at heart. A real moralist.
This is true.
Tell me, now that I've uncoiled myself, do you find me frightening?
I'm an apolitical centrist, though. I'm a centrist who just literally doesn't give a shit. I haven't got the capacity to care. Which is sometimes a mental illness is good.
In her green eyes, you see a mixture of truth and self-satire. Decades of guilt and pride.
I don't care.
A fitting punishment. To be forgotten, if not forgiven. Save a prayer for us in our chateaus on Azon and in Stella Maris. When the dust settled, the liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape the future. This was all our last generation managed.
Would you have done something differently?
With due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martinez a monument to the efficacy of its artillery, I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the coalition. Not here in Martinez, and not in the Stella Maris or Delta Beachheads either. If not for my own sake.
She realizes her small, cold fists are clenched. She loosens them.
Then for my daughters. We had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have burned the whole Isola down rather than let them have it.
You're a smart woman.
Perhaps. My intellectual vanity will be my undoing.
You're no dummy yourself.
So am I.
A smart boy getting smarter. One basic term of reality at a time.
You're a patriot?
Yes, I suppose I am. But I wouldn't be a patriot anywhere but here.
Seditious talk, ma'am.
The lieutenant puts down his notes and gives her a look. You have daughters?
Yes. Whatever else I am, I'm also a mother and a wife. Now, shall we return to reality?
You said pale. What's pale?
The pale is not, technically speaking, part of reality.
I'm just like deep in this now.
Yes. Also, I think we've had enough excitement for today. Remember, we have a cadaver to attend to.
Ah,
Of course, Lieutenant. Let's try something else.
okay
The
then.
lieutenant glances at you from the corner of his eye. This is not going to happen with the lieutenant present, unless you can convince him to step aside.
I will, but not yet. That's all for now.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
You're on a boat.
Why, yes I am.
Not a lot of people on boats, are there?
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
Wait, we're on an archipelago?
Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
Still, I haven't seen anyone sail a boat around here.
I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Ravachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's rich.
Why?
Why what? Stop thinking. Take her down.
I'll come off like I'm envious and I'm not.
You're not? Okay then. Just keep on admiring the boat then, unburdened by envy.
Does she have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
But what kind of boat is it?
It's a pleasure craft, a 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business.
How do you like it?
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
Do you have a license for the boat?
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Qualified pleasure craft operator. So charming. Where's the damn license?
It's good enough for me.
Why wouldn't it be? This is Revachol, Wayfair Act and all. Anyone can drive a boat.
Oh, fair enough. I think I have a handle on the boat thing.
Good.
Thank you, that's all for now.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
That's me, Mr. Reasonable. Someone's got to keep it sane around here.
The air suddenly feels calmer, more transparent in a strangely tender way. Perhaps it's the hangover. Perhaps it's a temporary surge of serotonin. But something tells you.
I mean, in a real situation like this, I'd be killed so quickly because I don't have strong opinions.
It's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience.
Where's the Kingdom of Conscience?
It is not a place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times.
How'd you bring about these circumstances?
Incrementally.
Oh.
Yawn. You'd get there faster with a little speed. History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place. Too quickly.
Interesting.
That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment.
Okay, but what's the Kingdom of Conscience actually like?
The kingdom is difficult to comprehend, and even more difficult to describe, partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that define and limit it today. The Kingdom of Conscience is post-capitalist, post-national. It's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual.
Sounds incredible. Let's go there right now.
Slow down, Mr. Reasonable. Did you miss the part about compromising and taking things slow?
Alright then, let's get there eventually.
That's right. Remember, real democracy is just around the corner for Revachol. When that real democracy kicks in, a long time from now, we are all going to be so much happier.
Kingdom of Conscience. Right now I have -2 half light. But yeah, in an hour and 25 minutes I would be better. I need to unlock another skill. Yeah, 3 more skill points will get me to the next section so I can buy another thought section and put that on, because I definitely resonate with that ideology. Things are shit. Let's not beat around the bush. But I don't think extremism works. Unless you're in an extreme situation, in which case you haven't got much choice. Like, the idea that war is never necessary doesn't make sense to me. Sometimes it is. I think people opt to go there too quickly, but I definitely think it is necessary. Okay. These are the things I got on Monday. Yes, the hotel. Yeah, I don't know why the sound is like glitching out sometimes. It's just happening to me as well, don't worry. I'll have to probably close the game and open it back up again. That's no big deal. Oh, you got anything to tell me, bro?
Nice aggression with the native. Don't let the chief fool you next time. You don't need to be that up in his face. Leave yourself space to move.
Not bad advice, actually. This might do the trick.
Oh, yes.
Let's talk about our right to work.
You need to be my champion against Jean-Luc up there.
No, I'm not a fighter. I'm a worker.
What is a strike?
When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people.
What do the strikers want?
Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right to work!
When the man moves around, you perceive some serious abs underneath his tight-fitting shirt. This man is in shape. There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting.
Ill-fitting? What does that mean?
His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence.
You're wearing new clothes.
He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his. Silence is the answer. There's something off here, but he won't say what. You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
Okay, gotta ask. Where exactly are you from?
What's it to you?
Routine, part of the investigation.
Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people.
Every once in a while, it's like you can see glimpses of another guy under the guise of this fighter for jobs. He seems a more brutal, cunning, and suspicious person. Just a hunch. Or you just might be paranoid.
Oh, I already got that. I'm interested in your background.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill.
A bouncer? Well, I frequent a lot of bars. Maybe it's one I know.
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell?
Pretty okay as far as lies go.
Never heard of it. You lying?
We're done here. I have a strike to break.
You lying, Chief? Right. Let's unlock this. Yes. And then let's put on the Kingdom of Conscience. I wonder if you get penalties if you have conflicting ideologies in your own mind. I'm going to do this just in case I fuck up again. I know I lose 2 health from punching the man. I'm going to punch him again. Hello, Chief.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Volition says do it again. I bested him in craniometrics and advice from the scab leader. Here we go. Hiya!
Just like that, instinct took over. A solid strike straight into his throat, into the cartilage. You could swear you felt the soft palate break. The man is reeling, gasping for air. Time stands still around you. In the distance, the sounds of the harbor are falling silent. All you hear is a small gurgling sound as a trickle of blood appears on the man's lip.
Wait, what should I do?
Don't wait. You've only got a millisecond. He's coming to. Time is breaking loose from the stupor. His left hand curls up into a fist. That fighting pose. Watch out. He's expecting the hook.
Back up. Spin kick. Headshot!
The man lands with a dull thump, like a broken down puppet of muscles and sinew. For a moment, he still tries to keep his head up, dazed eyes looking at you with unimaginable surprise. To your left is the button.
Disco Inferno, bitch!
As you slam your fist on the button, the man collapses entirely, his head rolling to the side.
like you're the new measurehead now.
No one is the new measurehead. Let's go before he gets up.
Thank you. Thank you. Right. I just unlocked the big boy area. Bing bong. I think I've pressed the button already, so I should be able to get in now. Doobadoo, 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 doobadoo. Ho 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 ho, yes! That felt good. I failed, I leveled up, I went again, punched him in the fucking head, and then... I punched him in the throat, and then killed his ass. The door is locked and cannot be opened from this side without a pass card. Guess you have no choice but to talk to the union leader. Every worker member of the board is written at the top of the flyers. There's a Dewey typewriter, the model name is on the back. And the bottom of the union logo and demand democracy. A standard office file cabinet, the drawers seem to be locked. Someone left the coffee machine on. Let's take Le Fumier, Volume 1, Number 4. Let's take a picture. There's a radio. Right, I'm going to end it here. I'll see you guys next time when we probably speak to the union leader and see what's what. See you then. Goodbye.